This week, I'm taking a little bit of inspiration from Meghan Sussex, or Meghan Markle, although I think she really likes to be known as Meghan Sussex. You may have come across her Netflix show With Love, Meghan. Now, like it or loathe it, there is one thing I'm going to say about Megs. She has a very nice taste in wine. My eagle eyes have been deducing what it is that she's been drinking through the series, so I've just picked a couple of wines that have featured or have been an inspiration for a wine that's featured for us to taste through today. We've got a beautiful champagne Taittinger, and also a Bandol Rosé. Now, it's not the exact one she has in the show, but it's very, very similar, and I think it's a great example of why rosés from Bandol are just exceptional. Now, before we even get on to tasting this absolutely delicious champagne, I think it's really important to talk about how to actually open a bottle of sparkling wine. Now, in episode 2 of With Love, Meghan, she removed the foil, took the cage off, and then just left the bottle with that cork still inside. She was essentially wandering around her kitchen with a loaded weapon ready to go off at any moment as she was casually plating up a frittata. This thing has so much pressure in it. That cage is on there for a reason. If that cork flies out, it could really take someone's eye out and be very, very painful. There's more pressure in a bottle of champagne than there is your car tyre, just to give you some idea, and it can shoot out of up to 60 kilometres per hour. So let's have a quick recap on how to open a bottle of sparkling wine. So one take only on this one, obviously. First off, remove the foil. There is the cage. Now, this is the bit that's keeping it all nice and safe. So simply twist that off. And at this point, you have two choices. You can either leave it on and use it as a little lever, a bit of extra grip to help take it off, or you can remove it. Up to you which one you do. But what you must not do is take this off, put it down and leave that cork just hanging around, because something disastrous will happen. So I might just leave it on because it gives you a little bit of extra grip. So grip hard, and then it's just simply, I like to twist the bottle, and then there we are. Easy does it. Ooh, it's not very cold at the moment, so there's a little bit of fizz coming out. And always have a glass at the ready to catch that foaming point. Cheers. So I've cleaned up my slight bit of champagne spillage there. As I said, champagne's really lively when it's warmer, and this isn't particularly chilled at the moment, so that's why you got that really quite kind of frothy explosion going on. But having that glass nearby to make sure you catch it, it's all good and it doesn't matter too much. Now, importantly, let's have a little drink. In With Love, Meghan, she decided it was a good idea to mix this with some peach juice. Personally, this is a wine that needs no adulteration whatsoever, ever. If you're going to make a bellini, use a Prosecco. Don't mess around with beautiful champagne as a general rule. Champagne Taittinger, now they are a wonderful Grand Marque champagne house, so that means they're one of the top elevated champagne producers in that lovely corner of France. They're still family owned, they're still family run and managed. And everything about this estate just has quality all over it. So let's have a taste. It's a beautiful golden colour in my glass, really lovely fine bubbles, and it's smelling lovely. There's this gorgeous kind of baked apricot, buttery, flaky pastry. It smells divine. Lovely, very elegant, super fine bubbles, just dancing away happily in my mouth. Lovely, fresh, lifting acidity. Again, that nice apricot, soft peach. If you want the peach note, just enjoy the wine like this. No peach puree in there, please. And it's just very inviting, very elegant, super classic and classy. I love Taittinger. It's widely available globally. If you want a treat of a champagne, you really can't go wrong with this. For this wine, I have selected a beautiful Bandol Rosé. Now, in the show, Meghan features Domaine Tempier, which is an incredible rosé. I describe it as a very quiet, unassuming star of the rosé world. There are some flashy, brash examples out there of rosé. We've all seen them, we all know what I'm talking about. But Bandol is a tiny appellation in the far southern French region of Provence. It sits between Toulon and Marseille, and it's a charming part of the world. This isn't glitz and glamour. It's not needing to be showy and flash. It just knows that it is quality. And this wine is exactly that. So you could look out for Domaine Tempier, or equally to look out this producer, Domaine de Gros Noré. Now, in general, rosés from Bandol, I think you'll always be guaranteed a really high degree of quality. It's a very small appellation and they have quite sort of strict rules about what they're producing there. These are rosés that you can enjoy in their youth, or you can leave them to age. And I know that sounds counterintuitive because all we think about when we think about rosé are these wines that you just chill to within an inch of their life and knock back in the summer, but they really can be stored quite well. Now I've listed two wines. The 2021 vintage is widely available and is beautiful, but just for a little bit of comparison, I've actually got one from 2019 here. So it's got that nearly 6 years of bottle age, and it just shows how expressive and wonderful aged rosé can be when from a very good producer producing high quality wines. So a blend of predominantly Mourvèdre and also some Cinsault and Grenache, but Mourvèdre really is the king grape in this area. So let's have a little taste. And it smells incredible. There are just so many layers. I'm getting blood orange, fresh pomegranate, kind of a citrus pith, and then there's this lovely herbal note. I remember having a wonderful holiday in this region when I was very young, way before I could drink, but one of my most vivid memories was walking down to the sea from our campsite. And we went through this gorgeous sandy trail in the forest, and the smell of the pine in that area was just intoxicating. And this definitely has that coming through. There's this lovely kind of herbal note alongside that really kind of fresh fruit, and also something a little bit floral too. So yeah, there's a lot going on. And that is outstanding. A really beautiful wine. You have those layers of fruit, the blood orange is just bursting, as well as this lovely kind of great acidity. No tannins there, very, very smooth, lovely generous mouthfeel, deep concentration, and the flavour just keeps on giving. It's not a cheap wine, as the Domaine Tempier is also not cheap, but it's a wine of such quality and finesse. So if you get the opportunity to try a Bandol rosé, I think it would change so many of your preconceptions about what rosé is, and to really show what great rosé is capable. So whatever you think of Meghan, I think she has fantastic taste in wine, and if she's got any of these kicking around in her fridge, I would definitely like to be at that party. I really enjoyed tasting both of these wines today. One thing I would say about the With Love Meghan show is she features some really beautiful wines there, and I love how they're incorporated just as part of her everyday cooking. I mean, every day, it's not really my idea of every day, but you know what I mean. It's just a part of her life. She has some great wines that she's sharing with her friends and having a good time with it. It's part of a beautiful meal. It's really convivial. It's warm. It's joyful. It's everything that wine should be. And these are two wines that can only bring you joy because they are absolutely outstanding. So with the series being greenlit for season 2, I would just say this: Megs, if you need a wine consultant, I'm here to help. Cheers.